I don't know if you remember, I once emailed you in 2014.
What was it all about again in
When you
2014?
had your first video, SAPC video.
Okay.
Yes. So I
Okay.
emailed you and I wanted to interview you. I was just hoping because your interview with so much excitement. There's something that's come out there. But I never got any reply. I sent another one again. I also sent you another one on Facebook.
I'm
It
so
just
sorry.
and
I'm so sorry.
and the impression that people have gotten now eventually is that you are hideous, you are not approachable, and or you're hiding something. Am I the only person who's said this to you?
Yeah, I think you are the first person to say this, but we correct as we go. Sometimes we take things lightly. Given, I think how difficult the journey has. Yeah, with the nature of my work, I've experienced a lot in the past, both good and bad things. So one of the things, to be very honest with you, I don't answer numbers that I don't know, which is some people, they can call it maybe I'm arrogant, but for my reasons, I've been bullied, I've been called names, so I made it as a policy kuti munhu asati anditaurira azviintroducer kwandiri handitaure naye, but I'm so sorry about that.
Oh, it is well said. Yeah. So so maybe we could start. You had a green power machine. Yeah, that was in Lorraine Drive. I'm sorry I called it Maple Rain last time.
No, it's okay.
Yes, it is actually Bluff Hill. But Lorraine Drive traditionally, I'm also from that area, as just traditionally been, it's just, you know how it is. Just traditionally people will call it Maple Rain. Yeah. And
Hello?
yes, sir. Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Yes.
Okay. Regarding that, Mr. Chikanza, I think I will try to be brief, but giving you real information. When we did that project, that was around 2014, 2015. That's when we did what we called an open day. That open day, we invited people to come at Bluffview, which was our lab there. So a lot of things happened. Yeah, I think you are aware that I lost a business partner who was poisoned, and I was also a victim of poison. Like last year, it was a very terrible year for me. I lost a kidney due to poison.
Oh no! So sorry, the business partner you lost, is this the Angolan man who had given you some money?
Yes.
The Angolan man from South Africa.
Yes, that's the man that we lost first. I think it was in January 2017. That's when he died. It was a very sad death, Saka, because of those kind of things, Zakatanga is not delay a process, because in me, I'm not a businessman, like I always tell people, but I'm a gifted person in the field of science, to say. What I know best is scientific related things, not the business. So he was running the business and I was focusing on the technical side, but unfortunately, he left us, and at that time when he left, things were so bad. I went to Back Square Zero to say there was no one to stand with. And trying to think about that. Sorry, Mr. Chikanza, I'm trying to phone, so I'm just cutting so that I can talk to you.
Thank you.
Saka can to break, just bear with me. Saka, because of that, Mr. Chikanza, you see. Saka zvakandidzoserera Mr. Chikanza kumashure. And I think I think I need to elaborate why am I like quiet. Free energy, it is a very dangerous field to say, and we have seen it in the past. Pandaka approach one scientist in America, with one American scientist. They ask you to validate data to Zimbabwe. No, with pleasure, those are the first people, like I said. We did validation, vakanema machines avo, vakanema scientists avo, pavakaona kuti machine washanda. ndopa vakanditi this thing is novel, we want you to feature in a science documentary ratiri kuita rinonzi Thrive. Ndakati no, it's okay. Ndokubva ndafeature, ndakapedzera takaona kuactira kuAmerica, takarekodera futi kunoku kuZimbabwe, whatever that was happening that time. Saka zvadaro ipapo vaitora maprojects from different people, vanhu vakawanda vari kutry kuita come up with solutions free energy. Then there was another guy in Korea who did iSave generator, it's a power generator using permanent magnetic motors. Saka that guy pavakanga vatoti vakuenda kunomfyuma vapedza nini. He was found dead in his house in South Korea. I don't know, gas, whatever that happened, and he died. Saka I'm just explaining to understand the risk that we face at times. It is dangerous. Tinopwanyirwa dzimba, tinopindirwa, all those kind of things. Nyararei, but it doesn't mean kuti handisi kushanda. Generator riya rakanga riri working prototype rekuti ada kutry kuexhibita kuti tibuditse kuti zvinogona kuitika kuti dzimba dzakawanda dzikwanise kupawiwa with the 80 radio frequency, and we have managed to do it. Takaprova, and outside the country tiri kuita zvinhu zvakati nakei, mainly kuna naAmerica ikoko some parts of Europe we have been working quietly tichifamba, but the reason yekusataura the dangers that we face. That is all, Mr. Chikanza.
You know, I was checking Kuma patterns because I understand you went to the States. Did you go to the States, by the way? Did you say you went to the States?
Yes.
Okay, but when you went to the States, that was not to go there to develop the concept. It was to shoot a film called Thrive.
When we went to the States, Mr. Chikanza, we were trying to relocate. Remember, I was still working. When I went to the United States, that was in 2016, I went with the late Dr. Teddy D. Almeida. And we said, no, let's leave Africa because Africa is proving to be a very difficult continent to work in. And America. Then we went to America, and Dr. Teddy died. I came back. Things were bad, like I said.
Sorry, how do I spell his name, Teddy? How do I spell his name?
Teddy.
Okay, and then surname?
Almeida.
Okay, how do I spell Almeida? A-L?
A-L M-E-D-I-A, something like that, yeah.
Okay, Almeida.
Yes.
Almeida.
Yeah, Almeida.
Okay, right. So that's the Angolan gentleman.
Yes, and we were trying to see kuti kwatingaenda takanotanga kuita project yedu kwatinogona kuti tiwane things like funding, machines in the group. Saka he is a man who had an influence in business, he had connections in the United States. That's when I went to the United States of America, and I can send you the pictures, then you can see. But when he got sick, since he is the person who was sponsoring the project, he was like the CEO, to say. Anything that has to do with the business management, so we had to come back. How best can I move on? Then ndakazosangana nana varungu vandikutaura vakazouya in 2019. 2019, that's when I went to the United States of America with the Genius. Ndakanga ndakuzivana na the late Genius Kadunguru at that time. So ndakati, no, Genius, iwe une skill yandikuona ye business management. I don't have. Ngatiite tishande. I appointed him the CEO of SAID. We went to the United States in Santa Cruz. That's where we were with the Genius.
So Dr. Almeida, he didn't fund you, did he? Because on the video there was a reportage that suggested that he had given you of more than $1 million.
People, they can just talk, but that's the good thing what you're asking me. We cannot call it Dr. Teddy was a partner. What I will tell you, how did I meet Dr. Teddy? I went to South Africa there was kwaipiwa matenda vanzi vanhu ngavabhidhe tender yeJoburg City Power on renewable energies. So a good friend in Zimbabwe ndokubva nditi aiwa enda ndiyakatondipa mari yekufambisa akati enda unogona kunotora chansi ndobva ndigadzirira mapepa yese. This is how tender is done. I'm not educated. Ndobva ndaenda kuSouth Africa. Ndasvika kwakwe, everything went well. I presented to Joburg City Power director that time. when ndobva zvapera director ndobva ndifonera mangwana akabva ati ndipe namba yako ndobva ndamupa mangwana ndobva ndifonera zvikanzi no your project yakanaka todaona kuti tingashandisa sei saka achimbogara uri uno kuSouth Africa tichistrategize then ndobva ndakataura ndakati it's okay ndobva ndagara kuSouth Africa ndagara kuSouth Africa I went to church ndaenda kuchurch it was on a Sunday ndopandakaona Dr. Teddy Delmeida saka we were introduced kwavari kunzi because you know we visitors in with that friend of mine wacho kunzi there is a guy knows Dr. Teddy Delmeida, he's a preacher, he's also a businessman and in energy as well saka ndopatakazoenda but anoona ndakabva tati Dr. Teddy ndikukumbira kuti ndikuonei he was a free man but no it's okay we can meet ndakati no inini ndinobva kuZimbabwe ndinodai dai zvikanzi uye kuofisi kwangu ndiite presentation ndandineka working prototype ka 1200 watts that time ndobva ndakatora bvatenda kuofisi kwao on Monday ndobva tasvika kwao when we were testing the technology ndobva akabudisa moto wakawanda bvatapisa chifeni tapisa feni it was so embarrassing you see from 220 volts kabudisa close to 300 volts feni ndobva yacho tichapisa feni kana Dr. Teddy so this thing is working moto kupisa feni no let's work together then that time he gave us a deal ndobva ndafeel out this deal it's not a good deal it's not something that I wanted because I was sort of like giving so many shares to him ndobva ndati no it's okay I am not interested azvisikuita kuti ndilose control of the technology we drove back kuZimbabwe a few days later ndadzoka kuno uku ndatokanganwa nezvazvo Dr. Teddy was in Nigeria then he called me zvangu zvekuti handidaire mafoni handinodaira ndobva asenda SMS I'm Dr. Teddy Delmeida remember we met in South Africa ndakati sure save and I respond long time chizvikanzi ndiri kuNigeria I think I need to see you are you able to come South Africa ndakati ndirogona kuti ndiuye zvikanzi alright nditumidzire passport rako ndipe personal assistant wangu varatumidzira ndobva wandiitira kuti ndiende ndasvika South Africa I met Dr. Teddy Delmeida I had a meeting with him ndobva wanditi Max I don't know I don't need anything from you my spirit feels that I must help you kuti uende kwaurida kuenda when you demonstrated from that day until now ndiri kuchahope with your technology so I want to help you how much is needed ndikati Dr. Ted I think question yamabvunzo yakanaka but handisi munhu wemari unondibvumidzira kuti ndibvudzokera kumba ndinofunga kuti zvandinoda kuti ndiite kaoffice kadiki zvindikade mari sure he allowed me I think he gave me some money zvikanzi no unotengera mai chikafu ndobva ndadzoka kuZimbabwe vandangosvika bva ndangotaura zvekungoti kaoffice kati mari chichichi ndobva ndamutumidzira I think that time it was all in all it was about 120,000 then he said Max I want people who are serious
so 120,000 rands you mean yeah
120,000 US dollars to buy my machines
yes
rentals egore zvese then ndobva handiti no zvaurutaura izvi hazvikuneka sense mari yaurutaura imari shoma unogara kupi unoiti chichichi vandamutaura ndogara mamai that time I was living in Kuwadzana chichichi he came kuwadzana but no unondibvumidzira kuti ndiuye ndakati uyai he came with this the white engineer wake the flew to Zimbabwe bva usvika bva ndawanisa mupoko kwedu Kuwadzana bvaona ndobva tinochitsvaga imba yekugara I want to finance you from today that's how I met Dr. Ted so I think he was like an angel investor to say I don't know inini ndazoona manje kuti ndashanda na Dr. Ted ndaona his heart later ndopa ndakati but this man he stood with me abatsira mhuri yangu andibatsira without even asking anything in return ndopa ndachiva Dr. Ted do you mind to be the CEO of the company since magara mune mabusinesses enyu so I think munogona kurana chinhu ichi ini ndofocus with the technical side then he agreed that's how Dr. Ted and I began working together and that's why he came patakaita that open day redu ratikutaura iroro he was there as the CEO that was my relationship with him
so there was an argument then around that time between you and or a disagreement between you and him which led to that fallout and you could not continue with him as a partner or he was never a partner eventually he could not be a partner
no he was not he was like a father to me to say he is a person who came and took me from Kuwadzana and made me what I was that time he came as like an angel investor I think it was not my angel investor you could they just come what is this want to see the best from you that was my relationship with Dr. Teddy Diomeda.
Did you share your invention secrets with him?
Dr. Teddy knew he was not a technical person. That's why he hired, I think, a technical person, Pagawuya. We shared, but we didn't share much. We shared he would understand how the technology was working and how it was designed.
And you don't think that he went away with your knowledge or sold it off somewhere else?
With the way that I knew Dr. Teddy, Mr. Chikanza, he was one of the people that I've got the greatest respect. I don't even want to think Dr. Teddy would do something like that. I was like his child. He took me in this Nagana program, Komasimba. You know, but I still remember he took me to Senton. I can tengera masuits. I'm using you. He bought me clothes, he bought me a car. So that was the kind of a person he was.
And you said he passed away in 2014 or 2016?
17.
Oh, 2017. I see. I got misled by a post on his Twitter account that suggested that he was in hospital.
Yes.
And you had fallen out when? Sorry, before. How earlier? How far back?
When I met Dr. Teddy, it was in 2012, in around November, October, November, thereabout. In 2012, that's when I met him for the first time.
Sorry, so did he have a church in South Africa?
He was a pastor, and he did not have a church. The little I know about that, what I know, he was a pastor, and he was like, different churches preaching and doing those kind of things.
And I see he was also working with Emmanuel Makandiwa. I'm just checking on his Twitter account here. Prime Kufa and who else here? And a few people here. I'm just seeing people he's naturally connected to on Twitter.
Okay, say okay, yeah. He was like that, and that's how I knew Dr. Ted.
Right. So, what would you say was his source of income then? Was it church, or it was just you just had wealth?
That man, he was a businessman, a very successful businessman. He had a number of companies in Dubai. They had a number of companies in Namibia, South Africa, Angola. They were doing a lot of things. They have got companies such as timber. They have got companies refuse collections in Angola. Some shipping companies.
So why didn't you continue with such a man? Sorry, maybe I didn't get the point of contention here where things got bad. Was it because he wanted a stake and you didn't want to give him a stake in the business?
I think we have got that upbringing. Like I said, tinoshandisa information yekuti tinongonzwa waona umwe munhu anenge achitanga achida but iwe ungapi munhu 60% dzakawandisa idzi wakutotorwa company, but the little you know that kuti half sell off is better than nothing, because ndandisina kana sense yekuti technology ifambe namberi. Saka I think I was selfish when I met him the first time. Kuti ndakati this guy apa uya abeta grid inini ndakabva kwese kuingana nechimboto yako, that was the mindset ndakanga ndinayo. But ndakazozona later kuti no ndanga ndichitaura munhu zvandachitaura, it's not who he was, because akabva azouya akasvika kunoshanda neni without asking for anything.
Was he not hurt that you pulled the plug on him suddenly, after investing $120,000 US?
Mkoma Simba, Dr. Teddy, when I told him we cannot work together, that was in 2012. Ndokubva ndachitoshanda nawo until 2017 when he died. I was one of the few people vakapedza Lomona hospital. I was in South Africa at that time. Because of him, ndiyakanga atotora South Africa. So I was living in Hyde Park in a house that he was paying for me. That's the relationship. I never pulled a plug. He died.
Right. Okay. I see. Okay. Sorry, I got confused there because I thought earlier on you had said
No,
that
it's okay.
you had a fallout about shares. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that was
sorry.
that was the first time, the introductory meeting that we had.
Okay. And then later on he died.
Yes, he died in 2017. We were in the United States of America together. Then his health was not okay. But I know I need to go back to South Africa because that's where his family was. He flew back to Takatozokatese, Zimbabwe, South Africa. So I'm going to up and downs. I in hospital.
And you feel it was poison. You feel he was poisoned.
The doctors confirmed that it was poison.
And do you think that was connected to you? It was because of you? Was because of your work that he was poisoned, or it was something else?
No, I don't want to comment on that, Mkomasimba, because I don't have information akanyanya. What we know, according to the doctors, they said he was poisoned. And knowing our work like Inini, the same thing happened to me. Few years later, I was also poisoned. So, is it a coincidence? Is it someone who wants us to die? Because the field is really dangerous. I receive threats almost every day. Ndinopwanyirwa mumba. Wona mbiwe kana chinhu chechitsvagwa madocuments. Saka those kind of things zvinokupa suspicion nekuti there's a day incident yakaitika. Ndakapwanyirwa ndaibva kuAmerica. So I think I was trailed from airport. Ndangosvika mba, I was tired, jet lag. Ndobva ndatenga Henrari and ndandatenga iPhone. I think yanga iri iPhone X ndopa yakapinda. Ndandaitenga kuDubai. Iri nyowani yanga iri pacouch. Munhu akapinda mumba haana akatoibata, mafingerprints akatosara atoripo ipapo. Haana kuitora. But ndaitsvaga madocuments. Patakatozoona kuti mumba mapindwa nemunhu, he was very close to the wardrobe. Hamuna kumbopiwa kana anything else. Saka you see, those are some of the things that we go through and zvinotityisa kuti
So I was checking, you haven't registered a patent, have you? Up to now, I was checking in the States,
Yes.
and because I was just searching for your name, I was also searching for the concept,
Yes.
and I couldn't find it anywhere in the registry, and I was just wondering, is there any reason why you haven't registered a patent for your invention? Yeah, since is it 2012 when you started?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
started in 2009.
so 2009. So we're talking now.
Yeah.
We're talking 13 years.
Yes, thereabout.
So
Mkoma, sorry to interject you.
Yes, sir.
Mkoma Simba, in 2010 I was in UK, and I was at a very big law firm trying to file a patent. That was my first experience yekuti how patents work. What they do at the patent office, one thing, they check there are cartels, cabals, who fight new and renewable energy because threaten my interest evanhu vakawanda. Then the second thing that we saw firsthand is not everything that is invented can be patented. I'll give a very good example. Zvakafanana nekuti munhu ogadzira mushonga wake unompa monopoly iye ari yega. Mushonga iwo haurejeswe, haupiwe patent. Zvakafanana nekuti munhu ogadzira chinhu chinouraya vanhu. I'm just giving an example. Agadzira maybe type yefuti kana kuti chinogona kukuwadza vanhu. Chinhu icho hachirejeswe pari pamutemo. Asi kune nyika dzimwe dzine masimba dzekuti vanoenda kutaura kuti tinepete nechakati, but isisu takada kuti tizviti tinotonorambidzwa kunzi chinja magadzira ichi chinokangarisa vanhu. Saka technology yedu isisu zvatakaudzwa kwese kwatakaenda yakanzi haisi industrial applicable nekuti inoviolate the law of energy and thermodynamics. That is why vanhu vachiti vakaibatanidza nesainzi vanobva kuti zvinhu izvi zvifeki, asi vakazovalidata sezvakaitwa mavalidations atinayo ndipo vanozoti this thing it works. Isisi we find another way, Mkoma Simba, of going around and trying to use a radio frequency in making energy. Saka, because of that, they say it is not industrial applicable. Itorei moyeita se perpetual motion device. That's why maka Google app muchaona kuti kune thousands and thousands of technologies. Not my perpetual motion devices. But you see, saka I think zvimutemo zvakaiswa with those vanenge vane mainterest awo. Ndosaka makaona kuti that's why tisina. Saka takatozoti no, ngatichiitai route ye-trade secret sezvakangotoona na Coca-Cola. Kuti Coca-Cola they just kept the secret, the recipe somewhere. Isisi ndo batazoti pamaparts atinogadzira tega 70%. The process of making the parts and the materials and everything, let's put those things under safe and key and lock to say. So we have got those patents that are kept in different countries with the different attorneys for security reasons, that if I die today, those things zinotorwa basarufura and amberi. So I think that is the